guys, and welcome back to the Skins in the Game. I'm Tim, and we got J-Dubs over here. How are you doing today, J-Dubs?
Doing good. Living the dream.
Yeah, especially after that W on a Monday night, huh?
I was going to say.
Yeah, that's incredible that we can pull that off. But, of course, we will definitely get there eventually. What a bad... We got back home from the stow in time. Ooh, we got home. Okay. It's like, yippee, that we got back in the store. Okay, gotcha. What's up, man? Thanks for being here. All right, so, of course, we're going to do Around the NFL. We'll talk about that great Eagles game. We'll talk about the matchup for Houston next week, the weekly picks and Weddle. But as every week, we're going to start with the dad joke of the week. What up, J-Dubs?
Well, I had to pick between two, and one came in at the last minute, and I kind of liked it.
Okay. So a third one came in is what you're saying. It came out of nowhere.
No. Well, yes.
Okay.
So breaking news. A man was shot 200 times with an upholstery gun. Surgeon revealed he's now fully recovered.
An upholstery gun, and now he's fully recovered?
Get it? Recovered upholstery gun. Would you rather me go with the other one?
No. It's good. It's my fault because I don't know what an upholstery gun does. I really don't. I'm not familiar with
It
the upholstery gun.
upholsters furniture.
It upholsters it? What does upholstery even mean? I'm not even familiar with the word.
Like when you put material over furniture, you upholster it, and when you replace it, you reupholster it.
Oh, it's like an old people thing that doesn't want to sit on their own furniture. They actually put a bunch of stuff on top of the furniture.
They just reupholster it. You know, does anybody... Look, I bet you Bodhisattva gets that joke.
Skin Them Alive gets it. He said, actually, it's a good joke, and I'm ruining it. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you for saving me.
Thoughts on the Week 11 Power Rankings by Computer Cowboy and CBS. We're going to do the CBS one once we get around the NFL. But for now, what do you got, Dad?
Well, hold on. Let me pull up the right... I didn't have a whole lot because I was so wrapped up in the win, but... What I got was, this is the first time since 2002 that the Redskins ran the ball 49 times or more.
Yeah, I was trying to find, that's a good stat. I was trying to look up something because 49 times is insane.
Yes. So 19 years it's been since the Redskins have run the ball 49 times.
Jeez. And I'm pretty sure that's the most this season as far as any other team. I don't think any... I was looking at like some of the Bears game who runs the most. They got up to like 45 one game. Like 49 in today's NFL is actually ridiculous. But it is what it is. It is. But that's cool.
And the other one I read was that the Eagles have lost 15 straight games where they possessed the ball for less than 20 minutes, and I thought, well, duh. How many people how many people win a game? Or how many teams win a game?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That time of possession, that's one of my favorite stats in the NFL is time of possession, so that was awesome to see us win it, for sure. Well, so what do I got? I've got 1977. So we're on episode number 77, so we're sticking with the going by year for the Washington former team, Redskins, of course. And this was the 46th season overall for us. It was Hall of Fame head coach George Allen's last season. We went 9-5 and barely missed the playoffs. Of course, that year we got swept by the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. So we had a tough in-division road in 77. But yeah, it's still funny to me, and I'm pretty sure you can go through every single year like this, but our first pick in the draft did not come until round 4, pick 97, and then our next pick didn't come until round 7. So in today's NFL, we would have only had 2 draft picks, and I'm not familiar with these guys. Maybe somebody in the chat will remember Duncan McCall or Reggie Haynes, tight end. McCall was a defensive end. Haynes was a tight end. Do either of those sound familiar? as an older fan?
Haynes, I remember that.
Okay, he does have a Wikipedia.
And by the way,
Yuki,
I stand behind I still believe that the Vikings are not better than the Bills. Period. Wait till they get to the playoffs, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll all right, well, let's get around to it. Let's get around to the NFL. And I guess we'll just start with that since Yuki brought it up. And it is the upset Vikings over the Bills. And some people are saying this is like the game of all games. Like, this game was absolutely insane to watch. Unfortunately, I did not watch this game live at all. But apparently it was a treat. Did you end up watching this game live?
I saw a bit of it, and he fumbled in the end zone. The only reason why the Bills didn't win was because why can't I think of his name? I draw a blank all the time. He did a quarterback sneak and fumbled the ball.
Allen? Yeah,
Josh Allen. Thank you. And I mean, that was a ridiculous catch, and everybody can talk about it. You can talk about how good Kirk Cousins is, but Jefferson went up there and made a ridiculous catch, and Josh Allen fumbles the ball in the end zone, and they get a touchdown. Otherwise, the Bills win. So say that the Vikings, I still stand behind us. Wait till December and wait till they get in the playoffs, and Kirk Cousins will choke a rope.
Bah, average catch, says Bod. Average receiver.
Yeah.
Dude, that catch, I'll just start there. That catch on 4th and 18, he goes up with his right hand. The defender has 2 hands on it. He has 1. He falls down to the ground spinning, and gravity just stopped working. I guess centrifugal force or whatever, because they were spinning in the air. How that ball did not squirt out of either one of their hands and hit the ground is a mystery to me on how real life works, right? It reminds me of when I went bowling. It has nothing to do with geometry and physics, even though it has everything to do with geometry and physics.
Well,
I don't understand.
And the question was raised this week, which was better, OBJ's catch or that one? And I say that one.
I disagree.
No, OBJ was not fighting defenders to catch that ball. OBJ just reached out and grabbed the ball out of the air. Jefferson grabbed that ball out of the air, being contested. He grabbed it one-handed and somehow miraculously pulled it in. I say Jefferson's is better.
See, I don't think Jefferson's was better than OBJ because of that. This was more of a quote-unquote quote luck-based catch, in my opinion, because of like all of the stuff going into it. The defender could have knocked it out at any time, but like just how it all came together, and it was an incredible circus catch. I don't know. Again, I don't know how it was caught. I don't understand it. Some physicist can explain on how in the world that ball did not pop out and hit the ground.
Yeah, talk to your cousin Mike. He could.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll get him on Thanksgiving. Explain to me how this exactly happened, because I don't know. But the catch was insane. So I'm not trying to downplay the catch whatsoever. It was an incredible catch. But I think Odell Beckham's catch is still, in my opinion, the best catch of all time, because it took a high level of skill to be able, and like just pure God-given abilities, right? Only a few guys have that big of a hand, could full on stretch out.
And
he
like
did get pass interference.
And like 2.5 cans of Stickum on that glove.
Well, Justin Jefferson has the same thing. So both of them too. But reach out with three fingers, and he got pass interfered, somehow stayed in bounds, and brought it in to score that touchdown. Now, it came in a loss. Justin Jefferson's catch came in a win. That's cool. But Justin Jefferson was definitely an incredible catch. I'm not downplaying it, but I'm not going to have my recency bias hat on. I'm still taking OBJ's catch. It was absolutely
I was
stupid.
Just saying they brought it up this week. It was a debate.
Yeah, it is a debate, and I think it's a good debate. I don't think it's bad. What up, Ref the District? Thanks for stopping by. How's it going, dude? Go subscribe to them if you haven't already. They do great work over there And they have a show starting at 7:30. So if you want to go over, hit the like button and hang out with them. They will start here in the next 20 minutes. They do good stuff. But thanks for stopping by, Nathan, Perry, Trey, and Stoner. But anyway, the Pickens one-hand catch was pretty crazy too. It's very similar, but I still think that OBJ's is the best catch I've ever seen in my life. And it's because of the lack of... Obviously, all of them are a little bit lucky because the circumstances came into a line, but I feel as though Odell Beckham could actually make that catch quite a bit, where JJ, I think if you gave him 10 times, that's probably the only time he'll catch it. So I feel like that's a little bit more luck-based rather than a pure talent.
No, I get what you're saying.
Situation.
I'm not saying it's right, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, there you go. So. Cool. All right. Well, do you miss Kirk?
Kirk
is 7-1. He just beat the consensus #1 team in the league, right? Like, why in the world would you not want Kirk back? Like, Kirk is the best thing to ever happen in DC. Okay. Why wouldn't you want to keep him? Of course, I'm being facetious, just to let you know. I don't agree with any of this.
No, I know.
Playing devil's advocate.
Josh Allen is still not 100%.
Josh Allen is suspect right now. He's thrown like 6 or 7 turnovers in the last 3 games and fumbles. It's not good.
Buffalo's got a ton of injuries.
Yep.
Kirk Cousins I will stand behind this. And look, if Kirk Cousins wins the Super Bowl, then I will bow down and say, okay, he's a good quarterback. He is a product of a very good situation.
Mm-hmm.
He came to a team that lost in the NFC Championship. NFC, yeah.
Yeah, NFC Championship, yeah.
And since then, how many playoff games have they won?
1.
How good is that?
Yeah, they won 1 playoff game. And they paid him like almost $200 million.
Yeah. So, again, we got playoff time coming up. Kirk is good early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get to the playoffs and let's get it when stuff really matters. And my feeling is he's going to choke, even with a great offensive line. I actually had, Bill, he actually said that Kirk Cousins was behind one of the worst offensive lines because he's a Minnesota fan. He goes, he's running for his life every time. It's like, hello, have you watched the games?
Mm-hmm.
He's behind a great offensive line. And look, I think I'm not saying he's inept. I'm not saying he can't play quarterback. Mm-hmm. He is not an elite quarterback. And they're very fortunate to be, is it 8-1 now?
8-1 now.
So, okay, bring it. Let's watch them in the playoffs. And I will bet anybody here, and I always like to bet $1. Mm-hmm. I will bet anybody here $1 that he does not make it to the conference championship. Not even the Super Bowl.
I'm not making that bet for sure. But no, I do think it's funny watching this Buffalo game. I didn't watch it live, but I've seen a lot of it now. That Kirk Cousins gets bailed out by that catch. If that catch does not come down, they lose, right? JJ was absolutely insane in that game. He had 10 catches, 193 yards, and a touchdown. He drives downfield and fails to get in the end zone. And the reason he tripped over that offensive lineman is his own fault. He got no depth after he took the snap. He kept his feet. He actually stepped forward after taking it, and so he tripped over his own freaking lineman on his own, right? The Dalvin Cook drop was a bad throw by Kirk. Of course, he had pressure in face, but if he threw it outside, he would have been able to run into the end zone. Whether he caught it or not is a different story. But even if Dalvin Cook caught it, he threw it inside. The linebacker was going to hit him for a loss.
Yeah.
So he wasn't getting into the end zone anyway. So, and Buffalo hands them the game with 2 interceptions and a fumble, right on the 1-yard line that you talked about. And everybody's praising Kirk. I think it's hilarious, but not to go too much more into Kirk.
By the way,
he's not here anymore. I just thought it was funny.
Bodhisattva, come on. Kirk is, I bet Kirk goes farther than us in the playoffs. how tough of a bet is that?
Well, they're probably going to get the bye week.
I was going to say, we're not even sure we're going to get in the playoffs, but to say Kirk is the reason why they're there is just misguided.
And
That's
Dalvin Cook had an 81-yard touchdown run.
Yeah.
Great drive, Kirk. Like, they're like, oh, he led them on 2 big drives in the fourth quarter. Yeah, this first one was an 81-yard touchdown run from Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, how good was Sanchez when he handed the ball off to Adrian Peterson and he ran for 90-some yards?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, an amazing handoff.
Thank God, goodness for the butt fumble. But no, anyway. Look, and the final thoughts, I guess, on Kirk is that I think he's a good quarterback, a really good quarterback. He's not worth the money he's paid and he's demanded, and that's the whole problem is it's all based on a scale of how much you're getting paid, right? I mean, if we had Kirk Cousins for $20 million, I think that's actually a really great quarterback. But if you have him for $33 or $34 million, whatever he's getting paid right now, it's too much. And at the start of the season, it was a $45 million cap hit. But anyway, this is an interesting situation. We didn't talk about this last week because I didn't really pay attention to it because I'm not a Colts fan. But Colts fired their coach, Frank Reich. We did talk about that, and we talked about how we didn't want Frank Reich. But do you know who they hired?
No, I do not. I have no idea. They
hired the longtime center with Peyton Manning, Jeff Saturday, whose only coaching experience was at a high school level 3 years ago for 1 season, I believe. He was an analyst on ESPN. They bring him out of the booth to become a head coach of an NFL franchise, of course, sparking a ton of controversy, right? Not only the Rooney Rule, of course, and apparently you don't have to do that for the interim head coaches, but just there's a ton of qualified coaches in the NFL right now that have been in there for a long time trying to work themselves up the ranks, and they don't get hired. But then Jeff Saturday comes in, and he's 1-0 with the Colts. They defeat the Raiders, who, of course, are struggling big time. But they come in.
Oh, the Raiders look bad, don't they? I mean, it's like.
The Raiders are a struggling football team on many accounts. Devontae Adams is still a stud, but I don't know what's going on.
I guess they're missing John Gruden, right?
Yeah. That's funny. But no, he ends up, he starts the week saying, like, all right, we're going to start Sam Ehlinger, the guy that started against us, blah, blah, blah. Well, after a couple of days of practice, I guess he decided, no, I'm not starting Sam Ehlinger. And he goes back to Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan goes 21 for 28, 222 yards and a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor has a big day. And they end up beating Josh McDaniels and the Raiders and moving to 4-5-1. I love his press conferences, too. You should go listen to how he talks, because they asked him, like, basically, how did you get this job? I didn't hear what the question was, but he basically he's like, look, I've been in the league. I was in the league for 14 years. I know I played with 5 Hall of Famers. I went to 2 Super Bowls. I know how to work. I know how to get this done. Understand the game of football, and the only thing that's weird to me right now is all the logistics of getting the teams everywhere. Like, that's as soon as we're on the football field and I'm on the sideline, I'm in my element. Like, this is perfect for me. Do you think that of course we always talk about the fire head coach bump, or do you think he's actually going to be a legit head coach in the league and keeps the job? What's your prediction on that, as not somebody involved, but just an outside prediction of what you think could be here?
I think we have to see one more game before we can, right? We get the bump. And look, I don't doubt the guy knows football, but I don't have enough information to be able to say he's going to be a success. I think you get the new coach, let's all play. Now we got it's like when I've worked and I had a new boss, I had to perform at a different level to shine for the boss, because they're thinking, now this guy doesn't know us. If I screw up, then he's going to get rid of me. So let's see another game. Then we can talk about it next week, but I have no opinion right now what he's going to do. Gotcha. Don't have enough data.
Him, dude. I like him. He reminds me of a Ron Rivera type human being when he talks. And no. The opposite of just like a good dude and a down-to-earth guy who's a player's coach. He played in the league for a long time. He understands what the players need/want, and he's like, and he talks about player-led teams and how everybody's got to work to get there. Like, it's all about the players and whatnot. I don't know. Ron Rivera is actually the opposite on that front. But anyway.
By the way, I have an opinion.
Dude, it seems like.
I have changed my opinion about Ron Rivera. We can talk about it in the Eagles matchup, but I had a new take on what he does, and I think it's. I don't know if it's important, but it's Ron Rivera.
Oh, okay.
Because I before I compared him to Jay Gruden, who he's always Tim hates Kirk.
Nonchalant on the sideline, no emotion.
But I had one opinion of Ron Rivera that this last week I got another one, and I'm not saying either one's right, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on the Eagles game for sure.
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm very interested to see where Jeff Saturday goes, though, just to wrap that up. And I'm good for him.
Yeah, but how is he any good on Sunday?
They won the game. That's all that matters right now.
I know, but
they're 1-0.
Saturday. He's Saturday.
Oh, they have to play on Saturday.
Hold on.
Okay. All right, no, we already did the dad joke of the week. We don't need any more. Shut your face.
No, all right, okay. Can I get a ha-ha from somebody in the chat? I thought that was kind of funny.
Here you go. There's your ha-ha from somebody in the chat. There you go. It's me. All right. No. All right, let's go to the NFC East. We'll stick to the NFC East. Then we'll go to the NFL Power Rankings to wrap up this segment. But Cowboys lose to the Packers in overtime. The Christian Watson all of a sudden explodes for the Packers, and they lose 28-31, a team that we beat. Dak Prescott threw 2 interceptions on the day. CeeDee Lamb exploded.
I take full credit. Because I picked Dallas.
Yeah.
And I actually bet on them in my Otis pool. And it was like, so I take full credit because the NFL has been screwing me left and right.
That's how I feel about the Eagles game. We'll get there.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so that's hilarious. And Cowboys blew a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter. Packers came back and won. Christian Watson had 4 catches, 107 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Bringing out his inner Randy Moss of almost every catch turns into a touchdown. But yeah, so the Cowboys fall to 6-3. But then the Giants do win against the opponent that we're going to go against next week, Houston. They end up winning 24-16. And I heard that game was kind of out of hand. The score is closer than what the actual game looked like.
I feel like there was like 2 or 3 games this week where the losing team had a 14-point lead late. Buffalo did. Dallas did. Was there somebody else or maybe not?
But I don't see. I'm not sure. I don't see another game that would have been like that. So,
but Buffalo and Dallas.
Or was it Detroit and Chicago?
Might have been.
Detroit and Chicago. Yeah, in the fourth quarter, the Lions scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and won the game.
So yeah, I felt like there was like 3 games this week
comebacks
where a team in the fourth quarter was up by 14 and lost.
That's pretty unfortunate to say.
I want to know how.
Somebody's birthday? Whose birthday it is? Oh, Redskins fan 10. Nice.
Happy birthday!
But it's my birthday tomorrow. I don't know how I feel about being 1 year closer to death. That's funny.
Hey, I always say, what's the alternative?
You're only 24 years old. Come on, relax. You're fine. You're fine.
Your body feels like it's 60. You have no idea. I'm right around the corner from 60, so you have no idea what it feels like to feel 60.
Oh, that is hilarious. All right, let's take a look at these standings throughout the NFL, and then give me your top 5 power rankings after we go through this. So Miami is now the top of the AFC East at 7-3. Buffalo falls all the way down to the 3rd in their division at 6-3. Ravens lead their division at 6-3 as well. Tennessee is, of course, up top of the AFC South. Everybody else stinks in that division at 6-3. Kansas City had moved to 7-2. They're at top of their division. Chargers fell to the Niners, so now they're back to 5-4. Eagles fall to 8-1. Beautiful. Everybody has a 500 or better record in the NFC East, which is insane considering all the jokes of the NFC least that we've heard for the last few years.
Yeah, how long have we endured that?
Yeah, we go from 2 seasons ago, the winner of the division was 7-9, to now 2 seasons later, the worst in the division right now is 5-5. The worst team in the division is better than the best team in the division in 2020. That's hilarious.
What's Tampa Bay's division? What's the leader of that division?
Is 5-5 right now. Tampa Bay beat the Seahawks to move to 5-5. Minnesota, of course, maintaining at 8-1. Packers are second in the division at only 4-6. The NFC is not very strong, and Seattle fell to Tampa Bay to 6-4. San Francisco right behind them, a half game behind with a bye week already. So that all being said, and we'll look at the CBS power rankings in a minute, but who are your top 5 teams right now in the NFL?
All right. Well, I still say KC and Buffalo should be up there. And I'm actually, in all fairness, looking at the CBS. I think it's a joke to have Minnesota Vikings at number 3. I just do. I think the Eagles are good, but I think it's a little bit of a paper tiger. Is that the expression?
Okay,
I don't think
paper tiger, yeah.
I don't think it's as good as their record indicates. Ravens are coming up, who I can't stand.
Skin Them Alive really wants to know what's in the glass.
Oh, it's vodka and club soda.
What kind of vodka? He said it looks like good vodka.
Oh, it is good. It's above rail. It's New Amsterdam.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Only because I can buy half gallons of it for cheaper than I can buy the other one.
Well,
but it's good.
All right. Anyway, so back to your power rankings. So you had the Bills, the Chiefs.
I say KC,
Uh-huh.
Bills.
Okay.
I don't know if... I mean, Dolphins are up there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Eagles and Minnesota... Eagles belong there before Minnesota, but I think the Ravens are coming up and coming with...
The Ravens are a really good team.
Yeah, with... oh my God. Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
He's just really good at that RPO.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to put somebody else. So basically, I'm saying KC, Eagles, Buffalo, Ravens.
Ravens in Miami.
Yeah, we'll put Miami up there for lack of a better one. But
honestly, I think Miami is definitely up there. No question. Because they are undefeated when Tua's in the game. They've only lost when Tua's gotten hurt.
Yeah.
So Miami's definitely in that top 5.
He's a gamer.
Yeah.
And look, I say he's got better tools, but then Heineke.
His tools are insane. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I know he's got better tools than Heineke, but he plays like Heineke. It's like 100%. I'm giving it all, leaving it all on the field. But so he's a Heineke with like steroids.
Gotcha.
Couple of injections.
Yeah. I'm actually going to put the Dolphins at 1.
Really?
They're a very complete team. And when they have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle going off with Tua, that offense is almost unstoppable. And they've beaten Buffalo already this season. They're a really good team. I'm going to then put the Eagles number 2, even though they lost. It took a lot for Washington. And I'm not talking about the face mask. I'm talking about, like, that was the best Washington has played all year. And it came down to a couple of plays in the fourth quarter to win the game. And I love my team, and I'm glad we won. And I hope we play like that the rest of the year. But I still think the Eagles are a very strong football team, and I'd still like.
Yeah, but why didn't they kick Houston's ass? Why didn't they? That game.
Yeah.
That game was not decided until the fourth quarter, and Houston is not good.
Houston's not a good team, not whatsoever. But they do have a tremendous run game, and they slowed the game down, so it looked closer than what it actually was. And then once it hit the second half, the Eagles kind of took over. But Dameon Pierce was is playing out of his mind this year as a rookie, I believe out of Florida. And we'll talk about more about him on the Houston game. But I still think the Eagles, and also when you're the last undefeated team, you're going to get the other team's absolute best week in and week out. So Houston's going to look their absolute best against you because they're putting it all on the line. This is their Super Bowl, essentially. Can we knock off the last undefeated team before we fall into the abyss of the number 1 pick? Or can we not? So, I don't know. There's arguments to go around. I still have the Eagles at number 2.
I get what you're saying.
I'm going to go Chiefs at number 3. The Chiefs are just incredible. I'm going to go Vikings 4, Buffalo 5. And it's due to Josh Allen is on my suspect list right now. I'm
He's
worried
not
about
100% right now. He's not 100%.
Well, I mean, going against the Packers, he just threw 2 bad red zone interceptions watching it there. Like, fortunately for them, they had such a big lead, but he's thrown like 5 interceptions in the fourth quarter alone, or like later in the second half alone in the last 3 weeks. It's not good for Josh Allen right now. And I don't know why that is. And he's definitely talented enough to come back from it, but I'm definitely worried about him at the moment. Not like big worried, but he's not on a good trajectory at the moment.
I take blame for that too.
Yeah, you keep betting on Buffalo.
No, I just said.
Oh, go ahead.
I said early on that Buffalo. I thought Buffalo was the best team, but then they got a bunch of injuries, and Josh Allen wasn't right. And it's just like betting for Dallas or betting Dallas, and they lose. That's so.
That's hilarious. Somebody said that Ron decided on Taylor will start or something. Somebody said that in the comments.
No, I read, and it was kind of a little obscure.
Oh, head coach Ron Rivera tells reporters that Heineke will start at quarterback Sunday game against Houston. Okay, so we know that Heineke will start this next week, but we don't know on. Yeah, that will start We'll start Sunday. So that doesn't necessarily mean that Heineke is the starter for quote unquote the rest of the year yet. But I think that's more that Carson is not healthy enough to play yet.
That's what I got because I read that Ron Rivera said once Wentz is fully healthy, then I will make a decision on quarterback and I will be committed to him for the rest of the year. Yeah. That's what I read, but that in his mind, Carson's not ready yet.
That's what I got from the press conference yesterday. That's how I felt about it as well. So we're on the same page. All right, looking at the CBS rankings.
How often does that happen?
The power rankings, you could pick whichever power rankings you want. They're all subjective. We're just sticking with the CBS one just to keep it consistent. Right now, we are sitting at the 17th spot, even though we took down the number 1 team. Buccaneers beat the Seahawks, and yet they still maintain a lead above us, which is frustrating. The Chargers lose to San Francisco, and they're still above us as well, even though they're beat to all heck. The Chargers should not be a top 20 team, in my opinion, right now. They have so many injuries, it's ridiculous. So, but fully healthy, the Chargers could be a top 10 team, but right now they shouldn't be. But anyway, we're sitting at 17. Do you like that, Matt? We're sitting at 5-5. We're right in the middle of the league with record. What do you think? Is that a good spot?
No, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I don't know why the Bengals are 10th. From what I'm looking at, the Titans are 7th. They're 6-3. I get that, but it's all a matter of competition or, who you're facing. I'm fine with they jumped the Redskins up, but you're looking at this. It's like Tampa Bay is 5-5. They're ahead of us. I get it. But I'm looking at the records, and I mean the top 5. Well, Buffalo is always going to be there, but you got 7-3, 8-1, 8-1, and 7-2 based on what they're saying. But why is the Bengals number 10? What have they shown to show you that they're the 10th best team in the NFL? I don't know.
Well, when Jamar Chase is healthy and they have their full plethora of offense, that offense is as dangerous as they come. But Yeah, they haven't lived up to their hype of going to the Super Bowl from last year. They do maintain a 5-4, which is good. I think it should be able to sneak into the playoffs. I think, but yeah, it's
All
it's
right.
going to be an interesting.
So
Yeah,
we
go ahead.
changed the argument. The Giants are 7-2.
Yeah, I don't know why they're at number 11. That's
they can't crack the top 10.
Yeah, and they've won like 4 or 5 games in a row, I think, including
Yeah,
beating the team right below them, the Seahawks.
Right. Why is Dallas ahead of them?
No, they lost to the Seahawks, right? Did they lose to the Seahawks?
Oh, I don't know. But why is Dallas better than the Giants?
They lost to the Seahawks. Okay, that's why.
But why is Dallas at 6-3 better than the Giants at 7-2? Why can't the Giants at 7-2? There's nobody else outside the top 10 that only has 2, or inside the top 10 that only has 2 wins, but the Giants can't crack it.
Yeah, and they beat the Ravens too. That is weird. But anyway, Washington, though, of course, we're going to maintain we're the worst team at our record. That's exactly what they had us last week, and they're doing the same thing this week. All right, You ready to talk about this Eagles game?
Sure.
Talking about the Eagles. The Commanders go to Lincoln Financial and take down the Eagles at home 32-21. We were 11-point underdogs. We end up winning the game by 11. How do you feel about this game? Did we just get lucky and it was just all comes down to a face mask call? Like we're just a luck box?
Yeah. The face mask penalty caused the time of possession to go from 41 to 19 to 30-30. And look, I told you this before we started, and I'll stand behind it. The referees suck. That call on that play was terrible.
Yeah.
But I can list 10 more plays on both sides of the ball where their calls were horrible.
Yeah.
So I know the Philadelphia media were all talking about how the fans were complaining. Well, welcome to my world, because the referees sucked in that game as many times as they do any other game. And I read Philadelphia had the ball 3 times in the fourth quarter where they could take the lead, and they didn't. Mm-hmm. So if you want to call one play or 2 plays in the game, and the one guy, I can't remember his name, when Kirk Cousins dropped that knee, and me and your Uncle Rob agreed, he knew. Heineke? Yeah, who'd I say?
Kirk Cousins.
Oh my God, that's embarrassing.
Yeah. But when Heineke fell to a knee, yep.
He knew exactly what he was doing, because as soon as he gave himself up and he had 2 guys coming down on him, and both of them hit him, the one guy on Philadelphia said, I own that because I shouldn't have hit him. And he felt like he didn't hit him that hard. But you knew as soon as that happened, Heineke turned to the ref like, I went down on a knee and the 2 guys hit him. He knew it. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a brilliant play. At first, when he did it, I'm like, oh my God, you're going to kneel on the ball and lose that many yards. He knew exactly what he was doing. And again, if Philadelphia fans want to say the face mask or 2 or 3 other plays caused them to lose the game, fine. Welcome to our world. Because I can tell you 2 or 3 other plays in that game where it could have gone the other way, mm-hmm. and it would have changed. So I stand behind it. The refs suck.
Dude, that game was a beatdown. Screw the face mask penalty.
I know.
49 carries. We had more run plays than they had plays. They only had 47 plays, if I remember correctly off the top of my head. Yeah, 26 dropbacks, 1 sack, so 27 dropbacks and 20 runs. They only had 47 total plays on the day. We had 49 runs.
Yes.
We were 12 of 16 at one point on third downs. 12%, that's 75% on third down percentage. That is insane.
And I will say this, I think it's a little bit misleading when they went for it. They got third down, they got it to like a half a yard, and they went for it on fourth down, and they got that one. I think they ought to count that as a third down conversion. I'm just like, you're not giving, like, you don't get the third down conversion implies that you punt. But on that one play where they got the fourth down, actually, I think they got 2 fourth downs. I think they should count those as third down conversions because that's 2 more times we didn't give the ball up. So you can say they didn't convert on third down.
Third down conversion is specific to third down. But yeah, to your point, what were we on fourth down? 1 of 1? Yeah, we were 1-on-1 on fourth down.
I thought we got 2.
It says 1-on-1 on here.
Okay, I thought we got another one, but maybe I'm wrong.
But yeah, no, but I understand your point. It's just, it just wouldn't. It would make the stat a little weird. But I do understand because the point is that you don't punt. That's the main
right.
But still, 12 for 16. I don't care what those other 4 failed are. If you're 12 for 16 on third downs, that's absolutely insane. So we beat them to a pulp with the run game. Brian Robinson carrying dudes. He had no blocking in front. Our offensive line is terrible. We watched the film yesterday. Our offensive line is horrible. But it doesn't matter because our running backs just put their foot in the ground, put their head down, and ran through the pile and got everything they possibly could. Like they averaged go ahead.
No, I was going to say Robinson is much better than Gibson. Gibson is a tippy-toer. Yeah, Robinson is I'm going to hit you in the mouth, and I'm going to drive you through. And I know the touchdown, he had an offensive lineman that was helping him. But Gibson doesn't make that run that Robinson did. And then he reaches out his arm and pulls it. It's like, touchdown. Okay, I got it. Gibson doesn't do that. And I like Gibson. But
he's a different player. He's a different player.
Yeah. Who was Lightning and Thunder?
Oh, wait, I don't know who Lightning and Thunder, but I'm thinking of Earth, Wind, and Fire.
No, there was a team. Was it the Giants?
Well, the Giants had Earth, Wind, and Fire. When they had Earth was Brandon Jacobs. They had Derek Ward, I believe, was Wind. And then Fire was Ahmad Bradshaw. And they called themselves Earth, Wind, and Fire, where Brandon Jacobs was the big mamma jamma. He was 6'4" as a running back, just a massive human being. And then you had Ahmad Bradshaw that was Fire. He was a fire plug coming out and like more of a shiftier back. And then Derek Ward was the wind of the situation. But yeah, it was definitely a huge play.
I thought it was Lightning and Thunder, name. But
there might be another Lightning Thunder. I'm not familiar with them. But the Giants definitely had Earth, Wind, and Fire. Is Rogue in the house? Did I see Rogue Shadow?
All right, this is saying they've been called Thunder and Lightning, Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. Who was that?
Who's Captain Planet in that scenario? But no, I think that was just a fun game on Brian Robinson. To go from 11 weeks after being shot to carrying 3 Eagles defenders and having 5 dudes have to take you down is insane.
So they were saying that Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara on the Saints were known as Thunder and Lightning.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So you got one guy, the one guy that's going to be the flashy guy, the other guy that's just going to run his butt through you, and that's Robinson. Yep. Oh my God! I
think that's interesting. I think it's interesting all the hate Robinson was getting. It's like, do you not realize how bad the offensive line is? And a lot of people don't. They don't realize. Like they're like, oh, he's only getting like 3 yards a carry. That's not good. It's like, okay, he literally has to run through 3 of his own linemen. I mean, he got to the point where he was just, if there was a lineman in front of him, he just put his head right into the back. Like, he didn't care anymore. Just run right through everybody and get everything you can. And Ron Rivera also had the excuses of, like, oh, well, a lot of those were 3rd and 1s or 4th and 1s or goal line carries. Like, you're not going to have good averages when you're just trying to get a yard or two. But whatever. I don't care about that.
I want to know, and I don't know the stat. I want to know the stat on this game against Philadelphia, who's very good against the run. How many runs did they stop Robinson for a negative gain?
Once. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know if it was Robinson. It may have been Gibson. But out of 49 carries, we only had 1 negative play.
Right. And this is against a premier run defense.
Well, not anymore because they have an injury. Their run defense is actually susceptible right now. But yeah, in the past they were like top tier, but they don't have the rookie Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox is not who he once was. But anyway, so they've struggled. But yeah, this is against a really good defense though. And yeah, we just
do you have to
pounded it down
with everything I say?
Well, I don't. I'm helping you out. I don't disagree with everything you say. Don't say.
I know, just 95%, but no, it's all good.
Well, stop saying wrong stuff.
Okay. Hello.
Just correcting the nuances. The overall thought process you have is good. Just the nuances is all. All
right, move on to the next subject. I am done with this.
All right. We mentioned it briefly of what is going on right now, but let's go to this. Heineke, right now he's 3-1. We were not that good with good old Carson Wentz. I think we were 2-4 with him. So 2-4. We beat the Bears and the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we lost 4 in a row in the middle.
Wait. We were 1-4.
And then we beat the Bears with them, and then that's the game he got hurt.
Okay, so he was in there. All right, so 2-4. You're right. So I thought he got out with it.
And then we're 3-1 with Heineke. The team is really buying in. You saw Heineke with all the chains on the plane. Did you see that?
Yeah. I don't, whatever.
Well, the defensive players gave it to him. It wasn't his chains.
No, I say have a good time.
Yeah. But all right, so it was funny. But anyway, you're Ron Rivera. You have to make a decision. Are you going back to Carson when fully healthy? Or are you sticking with Taylor Heineke?
I think it matters what happens next week. Because he's already said Heineke's going to get one more game. Mm-hmm. And we could say because Carson is not healthy yet. Mm-hmm. Something tells me that if Heineke was
stinking it up, he would be healthy.
Yeah. I'm just guessing. So I think Rivera's not saying it, but we got a win streak going.
Yep.
So we're going to give Heineke, who, oh my God, no one here can argue that the whole team rallies around Heineke's energy.
True.
I know somebody said he's got a noodle arm. Yeah, he does not have a strong arm. He just doesn't. And he makes stupid mistakes, but so does Wentz. Mm-hmm. So I think Rivera, without saying it, is saying, we're doing pretty good right now, so we're gonna let Heineke play one more game, and if they win this game with Heineke, without him, look, let me back up. If Heineke plays a good game, regardless of whether or not they win, I think they win either way because I think Houston's not good. I think we're better than them, but if Heineke has like 2 interceptions and can't get out of his own shadow, then maybe even if they win, maybe he says, okay, Wentz is the guy. But if Heineke does what he's been doing over the last 4 games, then I think Rivera would be an idiot to bring in Wentz right now because the team is rallying around him. That's my opinion.
I can tell you this. If I had to make the decision today, I'm riding with Heineke for at least 2 more weeks. I want to keep that 2nd round pick. Because if Wentz misses 6 games, we get to keep our 2nd round pick next season. So
then he's sitting on the bench the rest of the year.
He at least 2 more weeks Carson Wentz is missing, especially considering we're winning the games with Heineke. But all right, all joking aside on that side. Well, I'm not joking. I'm serious. I would not start him until then. But let's say it's after the 6 weeks. They're both healthy. And I'm just going to assume the same record right now, 3-1. All right. I'm not going to project out what's going on in the next 2 games. Because, yeah, if he loses the next 2 games, he needs to get benched immediately because these next 2 games are very, very winnable on these games.
Absolutely.
But even if they win the next 2 games, I'm going to assume that he's the same Heineke that we've been seeing, right? Who do I go with? I think I agree. I think I have to stick with Heineke.
I just don't think... Look.
I think I have to.
Nothing against Wentz. I see no passion.
Yeah, and it's you're right. Complete opposite. See, I'm agreeing with you. I gotta start pointing out when I'm agreeing with you now, because if you're gonna complain that I disagree.
I know it's a good thing I'm sitting down because that's been twice tonight.
All right, but no, you're absolutely right. The drive that Heineke clearly shows, wears his heart on his sleeve, is 1,000% different than Carson Wentz.
Yep.
But you can keep going. Sorry to interrupt the whole thought. But
no, you got it. I just like Bodhisattva said, Wentz's passion is duck hunting. Right. It just caught my eye.
What up, Redskins review? Wentz has checked out of football. I don't know if he's... See, that's the one step further thing that I don't know if I necessarily agree with. Checked out of football, I don't know, is quite the thing I would say, but he does not have the drive, and I don't think he's ever had the drive that Heineke has. And it's because Carson Wentz, I don't know, like, Carson Wentz has had a lot of turmoil lately, but, like, Carson Wentz hasn't really gotten to that point where it's do or die, right? I mean, he's been a quote-unquote golden child for a long time because he's 6'5", 240 pounds, all super strong arm, great mobility, right? He was the number 2 overall pick. He got a big contract. He hasn't really had to fight for it as much as a guy like Heineke that you mentioned before the show. Has been to, 3 or 4 other NFL teams? I know he played for the Vikings, the Panthers, and then one other, I think he was on the Patriots team at one point, and then maybe one other team. And then he also played in the XFL. He was on the bench, or on his sister's couch, and now all of a sudden he's making $150,000 a game for every win.
Yeah, but Tim,
it's crazy. Yeah, go ahead.
Tom Brady still gets mad and is fired up. You can see fire, and say what you want about Tom Brady. I'm not saying I'm a fan or not a fan. I'm just saying, watch Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. I want to know what quarterback out there seems as disinterested as Carson Wentz. And I'm sorry, the first 2 games, he had 7 touchdowns. Everybody's like, he's great. I never, ever see Carson Wentz in the huddle fired up, trying to pump his team. You see Taylor, Heineke is in there. He's got that scowl. He looks like he wants to kick somebody's butt.
Yeah, like when Brian Robinson reached into the end zone, Heineke's looking at it, points at the ref like, you're going to call that, right? And then as soon as he's done, he fist pumps like, yes, I'm here. Let's go.
I want you between this week and next week, find one video with Carson with the Eagles or the Colts or the Redskins where he is fired up.
Yeah.
Where he is.
Does he have that fire in his belly?
I don't see it. And look, Taylor has his limitations, but God, I like his passion. And that last kneel down, as soon as he got hit, the first thing he did was point at the ref, and then they called him, and he got up, and he is running.
That was a great call, by the way. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay, I don't understand the arguments at all against that final late hit. He clearly gave it up. The dude turned the angle to aim himself at Heineke, and then dove and hit him way after he gave himself up.
Well, and there was another guy that hit him too.
Yeah, but
2 guys hit him.
And the first guy may have been a little bit of questionable, all right, he was already diving, blah, blah, blah. The second guy that smacked him down.
Yeah, and got him, he fell back.
Not even close to a questionable call. That was one of the easiest late hits that you could imagine.
Yeah.
He literally turned the angle and took 3 more steps And it's like, you don't turn and aim at the dude. You could have easily, like, even if you're losing your balance, easily would have been able to just continue straight and dodging him.
Or just fall back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's obvious. And I say to you again, I believe Heineke did that on purpose. He could have thrown the ball away, but he was like, no, if I kneel down, they're going to hit me. And the second they hit him, he looked at the ref and went, remember, he pointed at the ref, and it was like, then
he knelt down because he wanted the clock. So I know you were saying that you didn't like that he knelt down, but he wanted to keep the clock moving. That was force them to use their final timeout. That's why, like, it was either I'm going to throw it to a wide open receiver, or if it's questionable, I'm just going to kneel down. Because if throwing it away would have been stupid there, because it wouldn't have kept the clock going. But I think there probably was a little bit of gamemanship. I'm going to give myself up. I'm not going to take the sack, and then see if they hit the crap out of me. And as soon as they did, you're right. He looked right at the ref and was like, "You're going to see that, right?" Bang! Game over. We win. They rough the passer. But I love this point. Yeah, they said he wanted a free sack, and it cost him the game. Yeah, he went there on purpose. This wasn't I'm out of control and I can't stop. No, you went and hit him.
Right.
After the play was over and the quarterback gave himself up. That's an easy call on every metric. And I see these, I by the letter of the law, it's correct, but I don't like the call. No, you don't hit a player after he gives himself up 3 steps later.
Oh, and last night, Troy Aikman was going, well, I don't like that call because they were both trying to let up. It's like, and what video were you watching where they were trying to let up?
Yeah, he crushed him. Crushed him, I guess, it's not like he put his helmet into him and just drove through, but he clearly knocked him over way after. This wasn't, let me get a quick touch. I'm diving at him to get the sack.
And the one Philadelphia guy that said he owns it, he goes, well, Taylor did a good job of throwing himself back. Like, we didn't really hit him. It's like, no. Look, if he's running down the field and he slides and you make any contact with him at all, that's a penalty. Yeah. This is a guy that kneels down and 2 guys make contact with him, and then they're like, why'd they call the penalty? It's like, and to your point, the one guy made the left turn to get him, but
yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, that was an easy call, and I think that's hilarious. That shouldn't have been roughing the passer. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. And John Ridgway shouldn't have been running into the center on that field goal. No, it's clear and obvious that he ran right into the center, and it cost us the game. Like, it's not a question mark here. But anyway, yeah, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. That or Dallas blaming the refs for not getting the ball set when Dak Prescott did that QB sneak in the playoffs last year.
Right.
What? I love that one. What, did you want the freaking ref to be running right on his butt down the field? So as soon as he hit the ground, I'm going to take the ball and set it for you? Like, no, I have to stay back out of the play. I don't know what his plan is. Is he going to pitch it? Is he going to try to juke and make some moves? I don't know what he's doing. And I'm not as fast as him. What are you expecting these freaking refs to be Usain Bolt? Like, unbelievable. It's
agreed.
Tim with the impromptu Trump impersonation there. Did I go Trump? I may have. I have no idea, but I mean, he's easy to impersonate. So
what was it? Huge.
I don't know exactly what I said, but yeah, I don't know. I'm sure I said something, but anyway, all right. The final wrap up of these Eagles thing is: did you see Ron Rivera's post game with Terry at the press conference, but in the locker room?
Oh, when Ron got all emotional. Yeah.
And then Terry stepped up and gave that. I love Terry, and what he did was awesome. Like, he didn't let the moment just go into awkward silence, and he tied it in nicely though as well. He goes, "You see how much it meant to him? It means that much to all of us, or it needs to." Basically, he doesn't say if it needs to, but that's basically his point. Like, it better mean that much to all of you in this locker room without saying it better mean that much in this locker room.
No, and, what did he say? I got that exactly.
I love, he did his best to throw up into a fiery moment a 5-syllable word that is very tough to throw in. Opportunistic. We got to be opportunistic. And it's like, maybe we could come up with a better word that is much more of a quick zinger than opportunistic. But he delivered it the best anyone possibly could, considering the word choice was probably not the best. And but no, he got.
Yeah,
the
we
team
got to take
pumped up.
advantage of the opportunities that present themselves to us. But yeah.
Yeah. We got to get there to practice. We got to work hard. We got to be opportunistic. I can't even say it right now in correct English. But he did it well, though. It was funny.
I ain't even trying to say it right now.
Yeah. But no, that was awesome from Terry McLaurin. He definitely got the team pumped, and he showed his leadership. And you saw that he was also talking smack on the field. He made one catch, and they actually have it recorded where he said, I think Streak Scores shared it on his YouTube channel, but on one of the third downs, Taylor threw it to him, and there was a safety on him, and you could hear over the this game mic on a sideline camera, I guess, or whatever. He said, "Don't put no safety on me."
I did not hear that. Yeah, I love it.
No, don't cover me with no safety. That's a bad choice. Bad choice right there. So that's pretty cool. All right,
as long as he wasn't looking at him and taunting him. Can't taunt. Can't taunt.
True.
But talking under your breath is good. But all right, what's the question?
We're now 5-5. We have 7 games left on the year. We don't have a terribly difficult schedule, but it's not super easy either. In the playoff race, we face the 3 teams in the playoffs currently at the wild card 4 times. We have the Giants twice, we have Cowboys one more time, and we have the Niners, as well as we have Cleveland, we have Houston, and we have Atlanta. Atlanta right now 1 game behind us at 4-6. So it's not a super tough schedule with a lot of people at the top, but it's not a really easy schedule either. Right now, right here, what is your prediction for the rest of the year?
All right, I'm pulling up the schedule, so we beat Houston. Mm-hmm. It's got to start with that. If we don't beat Houston, then none of anything else matters. So wait, where are we at? Hold on. Then Atlanta's next, right?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it yet. Hold on. We got to beat Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Wait, hold on. Did I jump too far ahead? Hold on. 23-29. That's what I'm looking at. So Atlanta, we beat them. So now we're 7-5. Then we go to November 30th.
You want me to pull up the
New York
for you real quick?
No, I'm going through it right now.
Well, I can have New York. It up there, yeah, go ahead.
I gotta admit, New York scares me.
Okay, and we had to face them twice back to back with a bye week in between. It's very weird.
New York has been very resilient. They've gotten down, but they're playing. So we got back to back New York. So let's say we split. So now we're 8-6.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to 7-13, right?
So we got Niners after that on Christmas Eve.
Niners have been very. What do you call? I don't even know what to think because Niners have been good and they've been bad.
Yeah. So, all right, here's my thing. I think we beat the Texans, the Falcons. I think we split with the Giants. I think we split the Niners, Browns. I don't know which one we win and which one we lose. I'm gonna say we split them though, is my opinion. All right, and anybody could pick whichever one. I'm gonna say we split, and I think we beat the Cowboys to go to 10-7 on the year. That was my preseason prediction. I'm sticking with it, and I think we're going 10-7. Not that I stuck with it the whole time. I was definitely down at the 1-4 because I hated how Ron Rivera had this team. But Ron Rivera, man, he is a weird coach. He is a guy that's so slow to pull the triggers, but he does eventually get there sometimes. And it's very frustrating, but we committed to the run this game. We're using players in the correct positions. We're not putting a man-to-man corner in zone all day or whatever. Like, we're starting to put players in the better spots. Like, I still wish we would fix our offensive line, but that's another story for another day. But go ahead.
Well, I had this epiphany, not
Mm-hmm.
epiphany, but this thought, because I was always frustrated how Ron Rivera seemed detached. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was just on the sideline. And then it dawned on me in this last game that Ron is a manager that puts people in position to do
Their
what he
job.
thinks they can do.
Yeah.
And I see him he's
When
if
you
you
put it up like
notice.
that, I can't hear you.
No, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I did it a couple times. But this is Ron Rivera on the sideline. He's got the one headset and he's got his mouthpiece like
Mm-hmm.
that. And I think that Ron is of the belief that I put Jack Del Rio, I put Scott Turner, I put this guy in this position. I'm going to let them run the show because that's why I hired them.
Mm-hmm.
And in the corporate world, a good manager does that.
Yep.
It's like you hired me to do this job. Don't micromanage me. And it dawned on me, and your uncle agreed. It's like he's not disinterested. He's just like, look, I'm the head coach. I gave you this job. I gave you this job. I gave you this job. I'm not going to be up your butt trying to do it. He's like, show me. So he's listening because he's
Mm-hmm.
got the headset in, but you never see his mouthpiece in front of his mouth. Like he's never saying to somebody, do this, do this, do this. No, he's just listening to the guys he's put in charge. Maybe it's coming around, maybe it's not, but it dawned on me that he's not
A micromanager. Yeah.
um Gruden,
Jay Gruden.
Jay Gruden, thank you. He's not a Jay Gruden that just stands there like, I have no idea. No, you just see him. It's
Yeah.
that's a Jay Gruden, and I said that to Rob. I was like, he's like Jay Gruden. Then I realized you look at his eyes, he's just listening, and
Yeah.
he's got the headset in there, and he's like, all right, I gave you that job, do it. I'm not going to be up your butt. Just
Yeah.
do it. And I think it's starting to come around. I think Jack Del Rio's defense is so much better. And the offense, who I said at the beginning of the year, everybody in the chat can remember I said, not worried about the offense. I'm worried about the defense. Well, about halfway through the season, I was like, okay, well, the defense is pretty good, but the offense is
That
not doing it.
stinks. Yeah.
So now the offense is starting to come around.
That
We've
was
had
huge. Yeah.
we have an offensive line that has played 3 games in a row with the
Mm-hmm.
same guys. One of the shortest, I'm pretty sure, one of the shortest stretches in the NFL. But now after this, it was coming into the Eagles game, so now they played 4 games in a row with the same offensive line. Maybe we can do something. I don't know.
Fair enough. All right. Houston.
Just
What are your thoughts on this Houston game, man? We got Houston next week. They're 1-7-1. They've definitely struggled. Their only win came in an in-division opponent, and their tie came in an in-division opponent as well. Tied week 1 against the Colts 20-20. They allowed the Colts back into the game late. And then against Jacksonville did something that you shouldn't do against Houston, and I'll talk about that in my keys to victory, but they lose the game 13-6. And what do you think about this game? How are you feeling right now?
I just think we beat them top to bottom, and I'm predicting this is going to be a fourth quarter where we can relax because
Mm-hmm.
we haven't had one. Have we had one this year? No, but this will be a fourth quarter. We're up by at least 2 scores. Defenses, everybody's flying on all cylinders. They're playing together. So the key to victory is we're going to be up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter, and it's going to be a coast where I can actually be like, relax.
Well,
What's
I'm not
your
going to predict
prediction?
a double-digit win because the last time I did that, we lost pretty badly. So not doing that because the NFL loves to prove me wrong. But here's my keys to victory to beat this Houston team. Number 1, don't rest on your laurels against this team, all right? This team is not good, but the parity in the NFL is much like the worst team to the best team is not as big as you think. This team could definitely surprise you, just like we surprised the Eagles last week. Don't rest on the fact that we just beat the Eagles. We got to show up and play like we have been the last 4 or 5 weeks, right? Number
Agreed.
2, you shut down this run game. Dameon Pierce, their rookie running back, is absolutely incredible. He's on pace to be the rookie of the year this year. Against Jacksonville, I think he had 17 broken tackles in one game or something crazy like that. He is hard to bring down. Their run game is very efficient as far as Lovie Smith playing old school football, RSO offense of running behind center, under center, single back or fullback formation, I formation, running it up the guts. We got to slow down this run game and make them one-dimensional because Davis Mills is not great. He's a solid game manager, but if you put it on his arm solely, they're going to struggle. Now we have to stop the run. We have to run the football. This is what Jacksonville did not do well against Houston. For some reason, in a close one-score game, they threw the ball 47 times and only ran the ball 26 times. That is not the recipe to beat Houston. You run it down their throat. Their run defense is horrible. Derrick Henry had like 220 yards. Jonathan Taylor had like 150 yards. Whoever the game was in between that also ran a ton. You run the football against this defense. They are not good in the front seven whatsoever. I expect big days from our running backs, and I want to go from 3.3 yards a carry to over 5 yards a carry in this game. I think we can do it, and I think we should be able to do it. As long as we're close to 5 yards a carry and we have like a bunch of goal line carries, that's fine. But gotta run the football. Number 4. This is a game we should win. We don't want to kill ourselves. Don't shoot yourself in the foot with penalties here all over the place, bad play calls. Stay clean on the penalties. Don't outsmart yourself. This game is a game that we should be able to dominate and win as long as we do our thing. And then number 5, I'll take it out of Jairus's book. Feed the Beast, number 17. He is so much fun to watch. He has destroyed Jair Alexander, Darius Slay, Patrick Peterson, Stephon Gilmore, some of the top corners throughout the league. He has given them the business. Right now, Derek Stingley is their number 1 corner, their 3rd overall pick in the draft. He is very suspect right now, coming out as a rookie. Of course, it's the second hardest position to play in football is the cornerback position, and he is not that. He is going to struggle on this day if they try to ever put him one-on-one with Terry McLaurin. Feed the Beast. So there's my 5 keys to victory. Don't rest on your laurels. Shut down the run and Dameon Pierce. Get the ball to our running backs and run the ball a lot. Stay clean on penalties and feed number 17. That is what I have. All right, you ready for weekly picks?
Hold on. I want to see what Philadelphia's. Where is? All right.
Mm-hmm.
So Philadelphia, wait, where is it? Allows 142.7 yards per game.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. I thought they were better than that. So Houston allows 101.8. So apparently they're better. Even at 1-7-1. Anyway, but yeah, let's do the pick. Hold on, I got to pull up my. By the way, I got 9 right last week, and I changed my Thursday pick, and it came through for me. Good. Last minute.
Good.
What do you say?
All
Good.
Right, you ready?
You know, you're like, don't ever change my picks. Hold on.
Wait. Oh, I picked Atlanta, didn't I? But you picked Carolina last second? Nice.
Yeah, I switched over to Carolina, and
yeah,
I
they
still
looked like a whole
didn't
better
win.
team. Atlanta looked horrible. I don't know what went on with them.
Well, they come and go. But anyway, All right.
Tim,
So we're doing
the Texans
the
have
picks.
already botched the snap out of bounds before the game even started.
God, this
Yes.
crowd is so funny.
Rodgers
All
says
right.
that
So
Ron and company will find a way to screw this game up. That's hilarious. All right, Green Bay, what's up?
Look, Roger, I understand that sentiment, but I'd like to think things are changing. I think this team is gelling. I think that's important. But anyway, Green Bay's at home, and they're giving Tennessee the standard 3-point home field advantage.
Green Bay has a 3-point advantage?
They're giving 3, yes.
Give me Tennessee.
Nope. I think Green Bay's found their way. I'm going Green Bay.
All right.
I think Aaron Rodgers is a second half team or a second half guy. So anyway, so you can make a note of that. So you can tell me next week that I was wrong. That's good. But Atlanta's at home giving Chicago 3.
Chicago.
Yep. See, I'm with you there. I'm not completely contrarian.
Even though I should go Atlanta, but whatever.
No,
Chicago.
Atlanta, I think is reeling. Buffalo is at home giving Cleveland 8.
So that's a weird game. I heard there's supposed to be 31 inches of snow on the ground that day. So I'm going to take Cleveland with the 8. Because this game could turn into a very run-heavy football game. Cleveland's tremendous on the run with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I'm taking Cleveland with the 8.
I'm with you. I don't think Buffalo's right yet. There's still time, but I don't think they're right yet either. And the snow is just going to add to it. So Philadelphia goes into Indianapolis, giving them 6.5.
Philly.
Yeah, I think Philly's going to come back with a vengeance because I think they played a little off their game.
Yep.
Like their coach said, we're not living up to our standard, and they didn't. But the Redskins helped with that. So anyway, New England is at home giving New Jersey 3.
New York Jets.
I always say, I can't help it. Every time I see
the Patriots.
Yep, I'm with you. I don't know why. I always see when I see NYJ, I always think of New Jersey, and I realize it's New York Jets. It's just a mental thing. Yep. Bear with me. All right, so the Saints are at home giving the Rams 4.
Saints at home giving the Rams 4.
Yes.
Talk about two teams that were at once really good. Both of them stink. Give me the Rams. I think this is a trap game for the Rams to beat the Saints.
All right, I got it. So the Giants are at home giving Detroit a measly 3.
Giants giving Detroit 3? Give me the Giants.
Yeah, at home. Why do I feel like that? In the words of Al Galdi, that doesn't pass the smell test. There's something about that game. I feel like Detroit's going to show up, but I'm picking the Giants too. So Baltimore is at home.
Go Gadget Red Rifle. Nice.
All right, so Baltimore's at home giving Carolina.
They're thinking about postponing Cleveland at Buffalo. Oh, if it's postponed, give me back to Buffalo. But if it's in the snow, give me Cleveland. But anyway, sorry, go to this new game.
No, we got till Sunday at 1, but I'll follow it. So Baltimore's at home giving Carolina 12.
The only hesitation I have is the 12. That's the only hesitation.
Baltimore I'm going Carolina. I'm going to Carolina because I don't like giving that many points. Yeah. And when I said that with Buffalo, I won that game, and there was another one that it's like, that's too many points. I don't like 12. And I think Carolina's playing better. All right. So Washington is in Houston giving 3. You know how I'm betting there. We don't even need to talk about that. Denver is at home giving Vegas 2.5.
Abel wants to ask you a question real quick. He says, question to the OG. How was Vince Lombardi back in 1970 as our head coach / GM? You were too young for that though, right? To like really understand it, or do you have an opinion?
Yeah,
'Cause you were
I was
six in
6 years.
1970.
I was 6 in
Yeah.
1970. I mean, I knew of it after the fact, but I had older brothers, but I didn't understand football back then enough to be able to comment on that.
Okay. Sorry,
Just
but anyway,
saying.
go back to this game. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Denver is at home, giving Vegas 2.5.
Denver's at home, giving Vegas 2.5. Denver.
Yeah, I think Russell Wilson is starting to figure it out. I know it's taken a while. So this is an interesting take. Dallas is in Minnesota, giving Minnesota 1. So
Dallas
who
is
do
giving
we?
Minnesota 1.
Yeah, who do we root for? Because
Well, 100% we root for Minnesota. I don't give a crap about Dallas, but I will go ahead and give me Minnesota in a 50-50 game. I'll take Minnesota.
yeah, I'm gonna pick Minnesota so that Kirk can.
Lose.
You know how that works.
Yep.
All right, so Cincinnati travels into Pittsburgh, and Pickett is starting to figure it out. We went down, friends of ours are from Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
They knew Mount Pleasant when I met them. You know, the reunion, it was like,
Mm-hmm.
they were like, oh, yeah. And so Cincinnati is going into Pittsburgh, giving them 4.5.
Is Jamar Chase back yet? I don't think Jamar Chase is back yet, right?
I have no idea. See, I agree with Roger. I think
Ooh, he's
Pittsburgh's
hopeful
finding
for
the
a
way.
week 12 return. So yeah, he will not be back in week 11. Yeah, you know what? I'll take the upset at home. I'll take the
Yeah,
Steelers.
I like Pittsburgh. I agree with Roger.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a little homer. My father was from there, so and all my cousins up there are fans. But anyway, so KC rolls into the Chargers, given 6.5.
Kansas City. Chargers are too beat up.
Yeah, but I think and I'm picking KC. I'm not arguing with you, but Justin Herbert started. They played. What was the team last week?
San Francisco.
Yeah, I picked San Francisco. Herbert, they're a pass happy team, but I'm going with KC because I still think KC is great.
Mm-hmm.
So San Fran rolls into Arizona, giving them 8.
8?
Yeah.
Give me the Cardinals.
Yeah, I don't. San Fran has no business giving anybody.
Skin Them Alive says trap game on the Chargers. Interesting.
I know. I'll have to think about that because I agree. KC has been. Vegas is putting KC in a lot of trap games. I'm sorry. But you're thinking only 6.5. KC should roll. KC is not. How many teams has KC rolled over this year?
Yeah, I would still take KC, but that's just me. Because
I know.
Chargers are so beat up. It's a problem.
Yeah, but I think they're getting healthy. But I'm with you right now, KC. But I'm gonna look over it this weekend.
Okay.
But anyway, Justin Goins, what drug have you taken?
Were those all the games?
Yeah, sorry, I was reading.
Cool.
Mark
No worries.
Current's comment.
All right, you ready for Weddle?
That's Weddle and
who we starting with?
All right, offensive guy. Let's go with Jefferson.
All right, Justin Jefferson. Big day for the stud muffin. All right, all we get, he's a 24 or 25-year-old. He is tall, though. So I'm thinking quarterback in the AFC.
Or tight end, right?
It could be a tight end. Oh, no, but the number is low, so I'm going quarterback. Let's go with our boy, Mahomes. All right, we do have a quarterback. So it's 6.
So it's in the AFC.
In the AFC, but not the AFC West. Let's go, and it's
What about
Younger,
Justin or Josh
Herbert?
Allen?
Ooh, Josh Allen. No, Josh Allen's 6'5". This guy can't be taller than 6'4".
Oh, okay.
AFC.
Go with Justin Herbert then.
No, because we can't go in the AFC West. I'm gonna go with Mac Jones. Okay, not Mac Jones. So we're either number 8 or number 9 in the AFC South, or Davis Mills? Is it the guy we're playing against? No, it's not Davis Mills.
Wait, how tall is Josh Allen?
Josh Allen's 6'5".
Okay, so now 6'4" is a nail.
Yeah. So we're in the AFC North. So we either got, so it's got to be Burrow. I think it's got to be Burrow. I think it's got to be Burrow.
Go with it.
What number is Joe Burrow? Yeah, Joe Burrow's number 9, right? It's got to be Burrow. Joe Burrow. Got to be. Got to be Burrow. Mark Kern's got it. Skin the Live says my pick of the week is San Francisco. Interesting. All right. So, who are we starting with on the hard mode?
All right, I'm going with J.J. Watt.
Okay, Watt. Oh, all we got is NFC West. You got us some extremes over here. Old player, number 99, 6'5". He's not a defensive player, so we're got a Rams offensive
So
player.
99, it covered. There's no 3-digit players, so
Cam Akers gets us a running back, a 5'10", 24 or 20, 24 or 25. We went the other extreme on the number. So we're either on the Seahawks or... Oh, sorry. We're on the Seahawks or the Niners. A 5'10" running back. I guess we'll go with...
Oh, I don't know.
We'll go with Mitchell? Elijah Mitchell? Oh, what? What? How do I get everything green except for the wrong team? That's incredible. Who's the other running backs in the Seahawks? I only one that's come to mind is... Oh, it's Penny. Is it Penny? No. It can't be. Walker's not that old, is he? No. He's only 22.
I can't believe you had everybody but the team, and now you're backpedaling.
What? Who in the world is the other running back in Seattle? What's his name's gone? Or no, Penny retired, didn't he? Or Penny got hurt. Penny got hurt. There's another guy that retired. Oh, Chris Carson retired. That's who it was. Chris Carson retired. So who in the world is their other running backs? I'm struggling to remember any of their other... I know Penny and Walker, and that's...
So it's got to be 6'1". What about...
No, 5'10". It's got to be 5'10". He's number 25. Who's number 25 on...
Joey Blount.
Oh, DJ Dallas. No? Oh, my goodness. Hard mode is kicking my butt.
What about Joey Blount?
Who?
Joey Blount.
Nope. No, he's a safety. I need a running back.
Oh, sorry. I thought
He's 5'10", not 6'1". Homer. That vaguely sounds familiar. Travis Homer. Thank you, MP. Thank you. Appreciate it. I like Travis Hammett, and then Travis Homer. Yeah, that's a guy I have no...
It has to be a record. It has to be a record for Tim where we have 5 out of the 6 qualifiers or criteria, and it takes him 4 guesses to get it.
Has this guy even recorded a carry this year? Like, Travis Homer All year long, he's had 7 carries for 35 yards. In 10 weeks of football. That's all. Okay.
Bad.
Is that bad? Oh, he had no carries last week. He had 1 attempt for 7 yards against Arizona.
7. I was going to say 7 for 35. That's 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, right? Out of 10 weeks.
Just saying, hey, he can go home and tell his family I'm averaging 5 yards a carry in the NFL.
To look like a Tetris board up there. Yeah, a bad one, right? Oh shoot, I got these problematic ones in here and whatever. Yeah, this is not good. I completely forgot about Travis Homer. I'm not gonna lie to you. He vaguely sounds. He's vaguely familiar, but yeah, there's a reason. 7 kick. He might be their starting kick returner. Let's look at their depth chart. Yeah, for some reason, I think he might be the starting kick returner there. Nope. DJ Dallas is. So he does nothing. That was a hard mode one. That was definitely hard. I like that. That was good. I like that one.
By the way, you realize
forgot about him too. Yeah. What's up?
You realize in the Redskins playing against Philadelphia that we did not punt until the second half.
Fourth quarter.
Okay, well, we didn't punt in the first half. That's what I was trying to say.
See, you take that right there, what I just said, is a disagreement. I'm adding to your point. I'm agreeing with you and adding to it to make it even more impressive. But but when I say something like that, you're like, "Why are you gonna disagree with me?" I'm not disagreeing with you.
I didn't say you disagreed with me. My main point was...
Oh, you say I disagree with you all the time.
I know that, but I didn't say that right now. I'm just saying, we didn't punt first half.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I'm adding to it, and it's actually all the way to the fourth quarter. That's pretty sweet.
By the way, you heard Joey Sly won the Special Teams Player of the Week.
Yeah, the 58 and a 55. That's right. We didn't even talk about him. That's awesome, dude.
And I bet that was on my list. When Philadelphia thought they were going to go down and score to end the first half, and the Redskins got the ball back, and then they gave Joey Sly a 58-yard field goal, and he freaking nails it. I'm like, huge. I was talking with your Uncle Rob. I was like, okay, are you kidding me? I sensed, and look, I was very subdued. I was the whole game. I'm thinking, okay, when is Philadelphia going to wake up and kick our butts? So I was purposely being very subdued. But when Joey Sly was making he made 2 over 55, right? Or at least one.
Yeah, 55 and 58.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he won Special Teams Player of the Week, and it's like, hey, we finally have a kicker that doesn't shank the ball.
Thanks, Chester, for sharing. He says, Hola, I'm from Mexico, and I've been a big fan of Washington since I was 8. I'm 17 years old now.
Oh,
I
nice
liked
to hear
Washington
from you.
because of my dad. I know the pain. Who was a big fan, and I always watched the games from Mexico, and the victory on Monday was incredible. It was.
Chester, welcome aboard.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, the hit from 58 had room for more. Yeah, because it's funny. The one from 55 barely went in. Did you notice that?
Yep.
And it's because the trajectory. That 55-yarder, he kicked super high. And it went down. Like, we watched it on the film. That thing's off the screen high.
Yep.
Whereas the kick from 58 barely went halfway up the screen. Like, it was a line drive.
Yeah, because he knew. Because he's thinking, I gotta kick it far. But
fair warning, next week we play K-State, and I'm going to be intolerable all week. All right, there you go. Welcome to the pain train. Yeah.
We should talk about the potential schedule for next week. Thanksgiving. We're going up to Virginia to my sister and his aunt's house. So Tim's on the fence about doing a live feed. Maybe we'll do that, but happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I have to make a decision
if I'm going to pack up my whole situation and take it over there. You think we get where would be a good spot to set it up? You think we could probably set it up in the downstairs room in the basement, or maybe in his office?
I say in Uncle Rob's office, make him really happy.
That's funny.
It'll
That's
be
too
like
funny.
your Uncle Ed's dogs. Hey Rob, I got my computer.
You think they
set
would
up
let
in
me
your-
bring Ruby?
Yeah, I think you just need to talk to Aunt Mary. And
Can you talk to Rob tonight for me?
I'm not sure if he's going to be around, but
You're
I think you have a better angle with Mary than Rob.
maybe, maybe not. I don't think so at the same time. But anyway,
Or you know
I'm
what?
using a translator. We'll talk in a second after that. Let's end this and then we can continue. But I'm using a translator because I need more to learn more English. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by. I hope we're somewhat understandable. But just to let you know, if you don't understand it, it's not your fault. It's because we're inaudible. We nobody can understand what the heck I'm trying to say
Plus,
even right now. So,
I was going to say, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Just ask Tim.
Yeah, exactly. So, awesome. But anyway, all right. Well, thank you for being here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, in the description below, there's a Discord link. Hop on our Discord and come talk some football. And last but not least, you can become a channel member or donate to the channel with links below. You know what? I need to add a join link to my description. Then I can tell people. It's because instead of hitting the join button that some people can't see, I'm going to add a link in the description. Look for that. But anyway, thanks for being here. And we will see you next time. We got Thursday Night Football
Thanks,
tomorrow.
everybody.
Tennessee
Great as
and Green
always.
Bay. And we'll see you then. And until next time.